Let's take a look at The Visit, or Goodnight Grandparents. That's a little joke, I'll come back to that later. It's the latest movie from writer-director M. Night Shyamalan. And no, I'm not here to make fun of his career. I mean, I know that his latest movies aren't all that popular, but I haven't seen them myself. Heck, I've never even seen The Sixth Sense, so don't spoil that one for me.
Bruce Willis is a ghost.
Fuck you. Nah, it's just, I hear there's a new horror movie out that people are talking about. I get curious and I want to see it. And I did, so let's talk about The Visit. It's a found footage style movie, because, you know, that's still a thing. Also, don't mind these huge Chinese subtitles, it's, you know. So, this mother, she left her parents in a fight long ago when she was 19 years old and never saw them since. Now, she's contacted by her parents through the internet because they want to meet their grandchildren, this boy and girl. So, the mother sends them on a train for them to spend a week at their grandparents'. It's a simple setup, and the found footage aspect comes into play because the girl, she's kind of this nerdy multimedia kid who wants to make a documentary about their visit. The Visit. Fair enough. It's just, I'm just not the biggest fan of found footage. Mostly because I almost immediately start to nitpick about the things that don't make sense to me. You know, like editing wise, how did they come to this edit? And there's always perfect audio and video. Why not shoot a movie like this with the actual cameras that the kids are using instead of this whole professional getup? And why are they recording while they're sleeping? And who's shooting all these establishment shots? But hey, now that I got all of that out of my system, I'm not gonna nitpick about the found footage aspect anymore. So, you know, let's continue the story. So, the kids soon start to notice that their grandparents show some quite odd behavior, usually in the night. And while the grandparents justify this by saying that, you know, that they're old and a little sick, it does become stranger and stranger. It's not a bad concept. It's just, you know, it reminded me a lot of Goodnight Mommy, another movie that I reviewed not too long ago. That's why I made a little joke in the beginning. Because while watching you're really like, okay, this is weird, but interesting, you know, I'm intrigued, I'm curious to the reveal. And we all know that M. Night Shyamalan is famous for his plot twists. Perhaps not so much in his latest movie, but, you know, with this movie you just know that there's gonna be something at the end. Which I think I'm not gonna reveal in this video. I mean, what's the fun in that? As per usual, you know, I never see these things coming, so I was like, okay, it's... makes sense. Yeah, I liked it. But what did I think of the overall movie? Well, that's another story. Mostly, I feel like this movie wasn't really sure what it wanted to be. I've read that Shyamalan made different cuts of the movie and that they all came out a little different. You know, one was like more art house, and then the other was more thriller, like horror-ish, and then there were comedic elements here and there. So, in the end, the cut that he finally made was, he went for something a little in between. Problem though, as a horror or as a thriller, it's not really scary or all that exciting. Some parts were a little creepy, mostly towards the beginning. But later it kind of becomes Paranormal Activity scary, you know, which just doesn't work for a lot of people. As a comedy, I don't know. It wasn't really funny. The boy, he's this wannabe rapper. Was that supposed to be funny? It was mostly cringe-worthy.
The girls, they like me. They think I'm sweet like candy. One girl looked at me like I was a Hershey bar. Her name was Angie. And a few tall girls, they just look at me blankly. So here's the thing you gotta understand about me. I got more rhymes than a beehive has bees.
So together as a horror comedy, perhaps? It was watchable. Definitely kind of boring at times. I don't know, it kind of left me indifferent. But on the other hand, I definitely didn't hate it. You know that the acting was okay-ish. Not so sure about the boy, though. The girl, she was alright. I coincidentally saw her in her only other feature movie as well, The Sisterhood of Night, which was okay. It was dumb, but it was okay. She did well. It's weird though, seeing these two kids out of character, you know, all of a sudden they're talking in their thick Australian accent.
I came out of it as a different actor, and I mean, we both learnt so much. I mean, we were doing 20-30 takes per scene.
In conclusion, The Visit, well, it's a low-budget horror comedy. Low budget definitely compared to his previous movies. And you know, I think that's a good thing. You know, it's a small movie and I like that, but you know, in this situation it also just works. Is it worth checking out? Sure. It's honestly, it's okay. It's not all that great, mind-blowing. But you know, for the 90 minutes that it's running, I've definitely seen worse. So, have any of you guys seen this movie already? What did you think? You know, am I being too kind on this movie? Or do you think it's some kind of modern masterpiece? Let me know, and well, in the meantime, see you guys next time. Have a nice day.